What's going on? Welcome back to Poems and Stones, where we are here in our high density apple orchard today, and we are going to be talking about fertilizer. Now, everybody knows that fertilizer is one of the most expensive inputs on the farm. So how do we know that we're getting the most out of our nitrogen applications here on the farm? This year on the farm, we are going to be running a nitrogen efficiency trial here on a control versus a treated block of these high density apples. In a high density apple system like ours here, nitrogen drives everything, right? It drives tree growth, canopy development, and ultimately trying to get these trees all the way up to that top wire, which means that we can get them into production faster. If we can improve nitrogen uptake, that means better growth without having to just throw more money at it. So as the growing season goes on, I want you guys to keep something in mind as we work through this docu-series. And what that's gonna be is that we're thinking about ROI just a little bit differently here, where usually we're talking about increasing your bushel, increasing yields. That's really not the focus on this. What I'm really trying to focus on this year is getting these trees to the top wire, right? So it's not about increasing the bushel per acre. It's about getting these smaller trees up to this top wire so that then we can start to produce the lateral limbs, increase the caliper size of the tree, and therefore be able to start hanging fruit faster. As I mentioned before, we are in a high density apple block here of Honeycrisp. Honeycrisp are notorious for being a little bit slower on the growth in order to get those to the top wire. So that's why this is a perfect place to do a trial like this. So before we talk about what we're gonna be using to increase this nitrogen, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the orchard and the system so that you guys know exactly what's happening in the field here. As many of you know, my farm is located in Michigan, and Michigan is one of the most diverse growing states in the entire country, second to only California, I believe. The town that we grow in here as we move through our Google Earth map is just north of Traverse City, which is also known as the cherry capital of the world. There's a lot of different fruits grown here in this region. The farm is located just north of Traverse City in the Elk Rapids area. That'll bring us to an overhead shot of our farm here that we're going to be looking at. Now, this entire picture here is of the whole farm, and that is from front to back across six different varieties of apples here. But I'm going to highlight the area here that we're going to be focusing on, which are some of our Honeycrisp that we have been talking about. We have a block of Honeycrisp apples. They are very notorious for growing slowly and getting off to slow starts in the spring, making it difficult to get to that top wire as fast as we'd like them to be. So the tree spacing on these Honeycrisp here are 12-foot tree rows, and then in between the trees we have 3 feet. So something that we are capable of doing here on the farm is running irrigation to these trees whenever we want, because we have an awesome well here on the farm. When most people think about making amendments to a fruit tree, the first thing that comes to mind would be applying it directly to the foliage on the tree over the season, right? Getting that nutrient uptake through the leaves. But that's not what we're going to be doing here in this trial. We're going to be applying it through our fertigation system on the ground, sending it into the root zone to be absorbed. So as the growing season goes on, we're going to be spoon feeding this material to these trees little bits at a time to help it make gradual improvements throughout the growing season. So to complete this trial, I'm going to be partnering with AgXplore. Now, AgX is a plant nutrition company that focuses on helping growers get more out of what they're already applying on their farms. They build products around improving nutrient efficiency, things like nitrogen management that we're going to do here, plant uptake, and overall soil health. So again, that you're getting more out of what you're putting down, right? You're increasing the value of what you're already doing on the farm, which can bring you massive benefits instead of continuing to add on or apply more to get to that spot you need to be. So you all may be wondering now, what product are we going to be using from AgX? Yes, we are going to be using Endzone Max. We're going to be putting it to the test here on the farm all season long, and we're going to document it from start to finish. We're going to have multiple guests on from AgXplore. We're going to talk about it, and then at the end of the season we're going to wrap it up and show you guys exactly what happened here. So what Endzone Max is designed to do is improve how nitrogen behaves in the soil. Normally nitrogen's pretty volatile, right? It can leach through the soil, volatilize, or convert into forms that aren't available for the tree when the tree needs it. So what this product does is help stabilize the nitrogen in the soil so that it stays in that plant available form longer so that the tree can access it as it's growing. So a simpler way to explain that is that instead of losing the nitrogen to the environment, we are keeping it in the root zone as long as we can so that the trees can access it. In theory, that should lead to better uptake, more growth, and potentially less wasted product, which is exactly what we're shooting for here in this trial. So to set the trial up a little bit more, you guys, we have our block of Honeycrisp apples, right? And we said that we have two separate sides, right? We have an irrigation split right down the middle, same soil type, same age tree, planted at the same time. Everything is exactly the same, except one side will get End Zone Max and the other side will not. So in order for us to find out if the trees are actually responding to the End Zone Max, we're going to be looking at overall tree growth. We're going to be looking at vigor of the branches. We're going to be measuring the shoots in comparison to the control block to see actually if these trees are growing more, as well as I'm hoping we have some cool drone work that we'll be able to tell some differences as well. So we have definitely some parameters in which that we can accurately show that this product is going to work or will not be working here in the farm to help me get these trees up to the top wire so I can get a crop on them and start making some money faster. If this product works like the folks at AgX and me believe that it will, we should start seeing some great push of growth on these apple trees here. And I'm excited about that because early in the season is when nitrogen demand is at its highest. So it's awesome that we're trying it also on Honeycrisp trees because they are one of the slowest starting up trees out of all of the other apple varieties. So instead of trying to make them play catch up throughout the growing season, hopefully this End Zone Max product will be able to just jumpstart them, get them moving sooner. When we expand our growing season, that means we can gain shoot length, gain tree height. And so ultimately that is our main goal here of the trial, again, is to get these trees to the top wire. And that's where the ROI on this product is. It's not increasing the yield of these trees right now. It's getting them into production faster. Even a year sooner makes a huge difference on the cost that it takes to maintain an orchard like this without getting any income. So obviously this is just the beginning of the docu-series, right? This is the intro where we are just explaining everything that's going to happen here, why we're doing it, who we're working with, so everyone has a grip on this kind of consistent videos that you'll see through the summer here as we try and force these trees to get to this top wire as fast as possible without causing ourselves any additional headache like fire blight, shoot blight, blossom blight, any of that. So obviously the next step in this trial will be to get some application of the product down onto the ground. Once we get the wells fired up here and we actually need the water, we can begin to start that fertigation process. So with that being said, if you guys want to make sure that you don't miss one bit of this to see if you want to apply it on your farm, on your trees to help you get the most out of your products with AgXplore, but also get the best ROI on your investment to get your trees to the top wire, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out my friends at AgXplore. All of their information will be down below, as well as the link to the product label for End Zone Max that we're going to be using so you can look a little deeper into it. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I'm really looking forward to this trial and seeing what we can come up with here to show us what these trees are going to do and how they're going to react throughout the growing season. So again, thank you very much for watching. YouTube wants you guys to watch this video next. Don't forget to click on that as well, and we'll see you guys in the next video.